everyone. Myself Bhumi Patel, Assistant Professor at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Instrumentation and Control. Today's our topic is analog I/O modules in the unit number 2 PLC hardware component. In the last session, we will study about the analog I/O modules, that is represent the physical quantities that can have an infinite number of values, and we have a multiple input channels that allow the 4, 6, 16 device to be interface with the PLC. After that, we will study the analog input and output device of the PLC, and then we will study about the different I/O specification that is used for the special type of I/O used in the PLC software. Okay, now our today's topic is I/O specification for the particular typical analog I/O modules that is used for the PLC operation. So the first one is the channel per module. So individual circuit of the analog I/O modules are referred to as a channel. As we discussed earlier in the last session, so particular for the one analog input module, we can connect a multiple input channels to the analog input module. So analog modules may allow either the single-ended or the differential connection. So what is the single-ended connection and the differential connection? So in the single-ended connection, a single ground terminals for the all channels or for the group of channels. So we can connect a single ground terminals for the all the channels. Now what is the differential connection? Separate positive and negative terminals for the each channel. So what is the difference between single and differential? If we can connect the 6 channel for the one analog module. For the single added, we can connect only one ground terminal along with the 6 module or the 6 channel. For the differential connection, we can connect total 12 channel connection plus positive and negative terminals for the 6 channels. Okay. Now the next one is the input current or the voltage range for the analog I/O module. So specify the ranges that an analog input module is designed to accept. Okay, if we can connect the analog module that is accept plus 15 volt, and in the input side we can connect the 5 volt. So it is not proper voltage range for the particular input module. So it specifies the range that the analog input modules is designed to accept. Same like output current and the voltage range. Specify the ranges that an analog output module is designed to accept. Okay, now what is the resolution? It specifies the how accurately an analog value can be represented digitally. It determines the smallest measurable unit of the current or the voltage. So in the every analog I/O modules, they specify the resolution that indicates the smallest measurable unit of the current or the voltage. Now we have generally used a PLC input layout. So this is the basic diagram of the PLC input module. So first of all, PLC module input is depend on the 4 tasks. So the input modules perform the 4 tasks in the PLC control system. So first, it sends the presence or absence of the input signal at each of its the input terminals. Here you can see that in this diagram we can connect the 220 volt AC input. After that we can connect the push button. So the first task of the input module is it sends the presence or the absence of the input signal at each of its the input terminal. Because in the input module we can connect the number of channels for this module, so it sends the all the presence and the absence of the input signal. The next is second, it converts the input signal to the correct DC voltage level for the particular PLC. As you know that we have studied in the first chapter, we have number of different types of PLC, and the input voltage for the different type of PLC is different. So the second task of the input module is it converts the input signal to the correct DC voltage level for the particular PLC. Which type or which company you have used for the PLC software, it is most important. The third task is it isolates the PLC from the fluctuation in the input signal from the voltage or current, and finally its electronic circuit must produce the output via the output logic to be sensed by the PLC CPU. So there is the four main tasks of the PLC input module. Now in the diagram you can see that we have connected a bridge circuit. The input of the bridge circuit is 220 volt DC supply. After the bridge circuit output, we can get some DC voltage. Okay, and then we have here connect the optical isolator circuit, and the output of the optical isolator is going to the processor of the PLC. Okay, so the input module will be convert 220 volt AC input to the DC voltage for the particular requirement of the PLC CPU using the bridge circuit, and we can connect the optical isolator that provide the logic circuitry for the input module. Okay, clear? Now the next is PLC output module. Now the input module and the output module. Between the input and output, we will connect the processor of the PLC. So the output module, the input of the output module is digital, as well as the output of the PLC input module is also digital because it sends the digital value. So here you can see that the input of the output module is 5 volt DC from the processor that we have to connect from the output to the PLC input module. Now between the load or the plant or the processor, we will connect the isolator. Okay, so it provides the isolation. If the plant or the load or the circuit that is required only 12 volt DC supply, and from the input side they will given 24 DC supply, so it is provide some fluctuation or the electrical problem. So for that we can always connect the isolation between the input of the output module and the load of the system. Now again we have connect the triac circuit. Now as you know, the triac is working the both the direction, so it is work as the electrical switch for our PLC output module layout. So the basic purpose for the input and output module layout is whenever the input is given to the input module is always in the AC or in the types of sensor or the AC supply. So first of all we can sense the signal, then we can compulsory convert this AC supply to the DC using the bridge circuit or the other circuitry like 2A to D converter, and after that whatever output is taken from the input module, it is given to the output module. Now at which time or at what time the output module will be on? So the code that will generated to the input module layout output will be perfectly matched to the input of the output module. If both the module code will be matched, that time the output module will be on, otherwise the output module will be off because the input of the output module is the digital signal. So both the code will be perfectly matched, that time output module will be on. Okay, so this is all about the PLC output module. Now whenever we deal with the output module, we have known about the two devices, the syncing device and the sourcing device. So the input and the output devices are often connected what is known as the syncing and the sourcing circuit. Now what is the syncing device? If a solid state device controls the current from the load, it is known as the syncing device. And what is the sourcing device? If a solid state device controls the current to the load, it is known as the sourcing device. So depending upon the load, we have divide the device into two parts, sinking and the sourcing device. So in the sinking device, we can control the current from the load, and in the sourcing device, we can control the current to the load. Okay, so this is all about the input and output model. The next and the last topic in the chapter number 2 is for proper construction of PLC ladder diagram. Okay, the first one is the contact must always be inserted in slot 1 in the upper left. So here you can see that the ladder logic diagram is given. A, B, C, D is our input and Y is our output. So the contact must be always inserted in slot 1. That means we cannot connect the C input as a vertically. Okay, if we can connect the multiple input in the same output, we can connect them. The first option is we can connect them in the series form or the parallel connection. So this is the wrong method to connect the input device with the ladder logic diagram. Okay. Now the next one is a coil must be inserted at the end of the rung. So whenever we connect the output, okay, so the output will be always at the end of the rung. Okay, so this is my PLC diagram. Y is my output, so the Y is always connected at the end of the rung. The third one is all contacts must be run horizontally. No vertical oriented contacts are allowed. As we discussed earlier, we cannot connect the C like here. We cannot connect vertically input. Okay, the next one is only one output may be connected to the group of contact. Okay, if we can deal with only one output, so we have take multiple input, but we can only connect the one output. The next one is the flow must be always starting from the left to the right direction. The next one is the contact must be nested properly. Here two types of ladder diagram is given. Which one is correct and which one is incorrect? So contact must be nested properly. Here input ABCD is given and Y is my output. So the upper diagram is incorrect of the PLC diagram, and the next one is the correct diagram for the PLC solution. Okay, we cannot connect the B and CD like this manner. Okay, we can connect A, B and CD in this parallel manner. Next one is the contact progression should be straight across. Use topmost available junction. Okay, so here again two ladder diagram is given. Whenever we deal with the PLC programming, always rung number 1 starting from the first input. So we cannot connect A and B like this manner and C then D and E. Okay, rung number 1, that means we can starting from the rung number 1 to Y output. So A and B is connected parallel, then C is connected with the series and E and D is connected with the parallel connection. So the first one is the incorrect diagram and the next one is the correct diagram. So we have always used the topmost available junction. We cannot connect up down connection in the ladder logic diagram. Thank you everyone. If anyone have doubt, then contact me in this email ID.